What's up, guys? All right, the last video we covered how to throw a football, basic fundamental techniques. Now what I want to cover is common mistakes when throwing a football. And the number one common mistake I see is rearing back unnecessarily. Okay, and what do I mean by rearing back? Okay, act like you're just throwing a long ball. Okay, you see that? When you talk about rearing back, these things are necessarily when you're throwing a long, deep passes. But what I often see in younger quarterbacks particularly, and maybe even some of the older guys, is that they rear back unnecessarily. So when I'm throwing a hitch, a slant, even a bang eight, even a post route, for example, I don't always need to rear back. And it's like they're trying to get too much heat on the ball unnecessarily. And when you rear back one more time, what happens? This shoulder's pitched up. So if I'm throwing a little slant or out or dig or whatever, and that happens, then the ball's gonna sail on me, okay? So don't rear back. So another mistake I often see is that we're stepping on our toes. So we step, instead of going heel toe, we're stepping directly on our toe first. And what happens when we do that, our leg locks out and the ball is gonna sink on us, okay? So we wanna make sure that when we're stepping, it's heel to toe. Now again, like we've covered previously, you're not always gonna have the opportunity to always step, right? So sometimes you're gonna be throwing on the run, sometimes you're gonna have defenders around your legs and everything like that. But when you do have the opportunity to step, and you step toe to heel, you're gonna lock your leg out and you're gonna sink, okay? Another common mistake I see, go ahead, is that what happens when your shoulder and elbow are not even and it sinks, okay? Again, what happens when we do that and you're trying to throw the ball, your left shoulder, your guy's shoulder is automatically gonna be pitched up and that ball, again, is gonna sail on you, okay? Another mistake we have, particularly I see this in young quarterbacks, when we wanna hold the ball too high, again, we have the ball up here, and again, we have our elbow is above our shoulder right here, and when we try to throw the ball, we try to release that ball, it goes right into the dirt, okay? So your shoulder's too high here. Another mistake is we're trying to grip the ball too tight, okay? This is not, again, this thing could be like a piece of soap sometimes. So when we try to grip this ball too tight, it doesn't come off on time and it doesn't come off smooth, all right? And we can hold on and it comes off on the wrong finger. Is that we're stepping, sometimes we step too far, okay? Again, we don't need a big step, you see that? Because what happens when we have these big, huge steps, again, we have no control over the ball. So the ball can go right into the dirt, or we can pitch it up and be like this, and our accuracy is affected. So when we're playing quarterback, again, like I told you, you may not have the opportunity to step sometimes, but when you do, you don't need a big step. It's like a pistol. It's a quick motion, all right? So we're here, okay? You don't need a big step. So when we're throwing off our back foot, so basically what that means is that we're not stepping, we have no good rotation, and we're just trying to throw like this. When they call it throwing off your back foot. So basically that just means you're using all arm and you're not letting your body guide you to where you're trying to throw the ball. That again, our eyes are looking at the rush. Again, this is not directly related to throwing the football, but it is. So if your eyes are constantly down here, again, you're gonna be throwing the ball late, you're gonna miss open receivers, and you're not gonna have good anticipation. So we wanna make sure that our eyes are constantly upfield. Our eyes are constantly upfield. That is my number one rule of throwing. Again, I focus a lot on feet. I focus on a lot of your body rotation and everything like that. But when we talk about the key, your eyes have got to be upfield. If you got wandering eyes and happy feet, you're gonna be on the bench. Another common mistake that we see is that you're not following through, or you're following incorrectly. Particularly, I see this with a lot of baseball guys. A lot of baseball guys, instead of following through in like the pronation, like we talked about, they'll try to hit me with a slider and they'll follow through that way, and the ball's gonna come off crazy awkward. So we wanna make sure we're following through the right way. And I follow through in here and let it drop here. We do not wanna rip it all the way down, because the ball's gonna have an awkward spin. It's gonna kind of spin nose up. So make sure we're following through here and just let it drop. Stay holding the ball too low. When we're in the pocket, we do not want to hold it like this, okay? We don't want to hold the ball like that, because it's going to be, we got to do an extra stretch to get it up and to throw it. So it's going to slow us down. Again, we don't want it to hold it too high. I understand why a young quarterback, particularly if you're a 7, 8-year-old, you would want to maybe hold it a little bit higher because your elbow's already going to be intact. But as you advance, you want to hold that ball here, okay? You want to hold that